If you're not getting leads, you don't have a business, you have a problem. The only way that you can ultimately scale your company is by finding a legitimate way to get consistent leads into your business. That is the only way that you can scale. And if you don't have a process and you don't have a strategy behind it, you are going to fail. And today, I'm going to give you the 4 components that you need to know. It's just 4 that you need to know to start generating leads today consistently so that you can ultimately scale your company. Let's get into it right now in 3, in 2, in 1. All right, let's get right into it, guys. These 4 channels that I'm going to show you are by far the biggest things that you need to know to just start generating leads right now. Now, I didn't come up with these 4. These are from Alex Hormozi, so shout out to you, Alex. And the $100 Million Leads book, fantastic book. I just literally crushed it in about 3 days because it was that good. I've done all 4. I do all 4, but maybe you're not aware of it and you're going to want to know exactly how to do it so that you can just start generating leads right now. But before we get into it, make sure that you make sure that you subscribe to the show. Every Wednesday, I've got this solo show where I'm going to teach you something new. It's either something that I've actually succeeded at, or I'm going to teach you stuff that I've failed at, and I'm going to teach you stuff that I'm just learning myself, because they say the best way to educate yourself is to be able to take that information and educate others. You do not understand what you learn until you help others learn to understand what you learn. So make sure that you subscribe to the show because you're going to want to see it. And then also every Monday, we've got our podcast where I'm here, a guest that is honestly probably can give away more valuable information than I can. I love the guests that I get on the show. And then Friday, I take you behind the scenes in my home office, where I just really take you sort of into my life, my business life, my personal life, and try to make an impact on your life as well as much as I can, because ultimately that's my goal, is to try to find a way that I can make an impact on others, because I feel like that's kind of what my mission is, and that's what I want to do. But let's get right into it, guys. All right, so one thing that I want you to make sure you do is we're going to give away another free lead magnet here in the description. It's basically the lead generation launcher. Okay, it's going to break down the 4 different things and the checklist in a step-by-step way that you could actually put these things together to help you, sort of guide you to really knocking out these 4 components so you could really start generating leads immediately. You know, thank God it's not an issue that we have in our businesses because we've mastered it. We figured out how to do it. So I want to teach you how to do it as well. So number 1, you're going to think this is obvious, okay? But number 1 is warm outreach, okay? Now, what's warm outreach? Your gold mine is already, guess where? In your phone. The first thing that I did 16 years ago when I first started my entrepreneurial journey, and it's also what I've done literally recently in launching basically a new business that I've just literally business brokering that I'm doing, and I've got a product and subscription model. If you're interested, description is below, and hit me a message. But you go to all of your past clients, your referrals, your friends, your followers, your DMs, or even old leads, and send them a message. Literally go A to Z and start messaging all of them. You think that it'll take you a long time, and it might take you a week or so at most, but if you could personalize it and still sort of copy text the message, so it's the same message, but you personalize it at the top, you'll be surprised how fast you could just send one after the other, after the other, after the other. What I did is every day I went through a different letter. Every day I went through the A's, next day I went through the B's, and I went all the way to Z. And it's funny because you do have to start some conversations because you're sending a random message to somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time, but just go ahead and do it. What's the worst that could happen? They don't respond? No big deal. And if they do respond, you can always follow up with whatever it is that you can. And the beauty about today's day and age is 16 years ago when I first started, long ago enough that I'm not even sure that you could message friends on Facebook back then. Maybe you could, but I don't remember. But you could message friends on Facebook. You can message followers on Instagram. You can message people on LinkedIn, which is a really good one. You can message people on TikTok. Can you? I don't know. I didn't try that one. But there's so many different avenues that you can message people, and you could send them a breakdown of what you could provide with your new business venture. You could also, or with your current business venture, your new product that you're launching, the new subscription model that you've put together. Start from A and go to Z. That's the warm outreach, because these people already know you. They're already acquaintances with you. They've already spoken with you. They already know about your character. If you save them on your phone, then there must have been some kind of likability already. If they accepted your friend request or they followed you, there's got to be some likability. So that's the warm outreach. By far, I could literally stop this video at number 1 with warm outreach, and you could have consistent leads coming in for a very long time, because those people are going to refer you to other people. And if you can give away a referral fee, those people are going to become potentially could be like little salespeople for you. So number 1, warm outreach. Number 2, cold outreach. Just go hunt what you want, okay? Identify what your ideal client is and hit them directly. Emails, DMs, LinkedIn, again, okay? Just go ahead and do a cold outreach. Introduce yourself. You don't have to beg, okay? Just offer value. And you're going to try to give them a line that says, I help people like you solve X problem. Do you want the blueprint? Now we haven't gotten into the lead magnet. If you have something to give away, even better, mainly for the cold outreach. But for example, we've got the Value Clarity Report. The Value Clarity Report is basically a report that I put together anywhere from 20 to 40 pages long that does an entire SWOT analysis of your company, that goes over the history, the core services, and everything that your company provides, puts a valuation on your company if you were to sell it today, and gives you a roadmap of what it's going to take to get you to the number that you want to ultimately maybe one day sell it for. I put that together for people all the time. And I put so many together that I've actually asked for permission and I put sample on it. And I give this away to any potential person that I think either might be interested in it or could refer me to somebody that would be interested in it. And I send it to them by DM, I send it to them by text, I send it to them by WhatsApp, or I send it to them by email so they have an idea of what it is. The other thing that you can do to give away something of real value is actually give them the blueprint of how to do it. Give them the blueprint of how to actually, and the equation of how to evaluate their business. If you're looking for a business owner and you do a cold outreach to a business owner, hey, do you want this free guide and blueprint checklist on how to evaluate your company so you could see sort of where you stand? I'm giving these away for free. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or just respond to this message. That's how you do it, okay? And you open it with a question so that they could respond, then you provide it to them, and then you could have the opportunity to follow up. So make sure that you do one of two things. If it's a product that you're offering, then go ahead and show them a sample of that product and maybe some kind of free lead magnet or guide. If it's a service that you're providing, then you could do like a free inspection, you can do like a free analysis, or you could give away again some kind of, if you're a landscape business, what are the top 5 things to look out for in your lawn so that you don't have any dead grass? These are things that you can create rather quickly and will provide value to a potential customer if you're trying to scale your business. So make sure that when you do your outreach that you have something to provide. So number 1 is warm outreach. Number 2 is cold outreach. And number 3 is, come on guys, post on social media. One of the daily non-negotiables that I have for my company and for my mastermind is they have to post on social media, not once, not twice, but 3 times a day. That's right, 3 times a day. Stories are very easy to post. You have to be seen in order to be bought, okay? So make sure that you're posting on social media, you're posting free content, and you're giving away these things that you're creating, you're giving them away on social media so people can ultimately respond. They could like, follow, subscribe, comment. Any of these people that come into your world, whether it's viewing a story, liking, comment, or following, you want to open and you want to reach out to them, because that sort of becomes not a warm outreach, but it's definitely not a cold outreach, because they're coming to you and they're liking your story or they're liking your post or whatever it is, and you get access to their profile and you could send them the information that you need. This is stuff that you guys should be doing daily. I don't care if your business is worth $10 million or $100. You should always be in sales. If you are the visionary, if you are the entrepreneur, if you are the business owner, you're always selling. Always, always, always. I am constantly, and by the way, I do spend enough time with my family and I'm always present, but I'm always in my DMs. Always in my DMs. I could probably look up the amount of time that I've been on Instagram just in the past 24 hours. I think you'd be surprised at how long I'm actually in my DMs, literally talking to people. And if you have talked to me on Instagram, you probably know that that's true. So make sure that you post content, because you generate leads just like that. And then the last thing is, quite honestly, probably the most important, and it took me way too long to realize this, I'll be completely honest with you, is run paid ads. Just run paid ads. Because if it costs you $1 to make 10, if I were to ask you for $1 and you were to give me that $1 and in return I'd give you $10, would you take that? Obviously. And that's what ads are. If you do them right, and they don't have to be perfect, but you have a decent video, okay? It should be better than decent, but let's just say you have a decent video and you start to get eyeballs on it, leads will start coming in, but it's what you do with those leads once after they come. This video is just about actually generating the leads. So warm outreach is number 1. Cold outreach is number 2. Post free content on your social media platforms, and then go ahead and don't be afraid to run paid ads. Everybody's always afraid to run paid ads. I was one of those people that was afraid, I'm not going to lie, but as soon as we did it, I mean, it's just like endless leads that come in all the time. Because, when I was starting out, I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. But I realized on my own, without reading any kind of book or even knowing who Alex Hormozi was I knew that on my phone here was potential leads and potential referral sources. One of the things that I learned through networking is that every person you meet and every person you have a conversation to also has a phone with phone numbers. We used to always say a Rolodex. So you have your own Rolodex, and every person you come in contact with has their own Rolodex. So every person that you're talking to, you're really talking to like several hundred people with every one person that you actually meet and you actually connect with and have a good conversation with. So, make sure just start with your warm, man. And I'm telling you, that can take you a very, very long way. So real quick, your warm outreach is your trust-based cash now. Your cold outreach is your ideal clients. Your free content is you're building your brand equity. And then your paid ads that's just accelerated scale. That's when you just go poof, to the next level. Because if you're not using all four, you got to use all four every single day. You're basically leaving money on the table. So that's what we've got. And as I like to do now is I want to give you some homework. I want you to just pick one action for each of the core 4 to do today. So do some outreach to your contacts. Do a cold outreach to somebody that you've never talked to. And I want you to also just post something on social media. And if you don't have paid ads yet, at the very least, I want you to do a little research on it and see if maybe you could go ahead and boost an ad today and see what happens for like $1 a day for like the next week and see what comes in. I think you'll be surprised. So that's the homework. Go ahead, do some outreach. Go ahead and start getting some leads because that's how it's done. It's really that simple. It's not that complicated. You just have to put the legwork into it. And that's what we got, guys. Leads don't come to those who wait. They come to those who take action. Make sure that you download the Lead Generator Launcher. It's in the description. It's how you can literally start generating leads today. 4 channels, 1 outcome, more clients. Let's go. Go ahead and download that. The lead magnet is in the description. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this show with everybody. You're going to want to see it because we don't miss a week. Every Monday, we have a guest here at the Transcend Studio in Tampa. Every Wednesday, I do the solo show and I teach you something new. And then every Friday, I'm in my home studio, home office, where I basically take you behind the scenes of what's going on in my business and in my life as well. But I also try to make sure I give you some impact to try to hopefully really get you going. Whatever, if you had a good week or bad week, just really get you going for the weekend as well. So that's what we've got, guys. Again, I'm all over social media. Download the lead magnet that we have in the description. And that's it. We'll see you next week, guys. Peace out. Bye.